When I was a wee young lad, I had this insatiable urge to become the strongest guy in the gym. I'm not there yet, but I am getting closer and closer. If you have the same primal desire as me, this is the video for you. May I introduce you to the strength formula. Strength equals movement skill times muscle size plus max effort skill minus fatigue. You must follow this equation if you want to become the strongest guy in your gym. I'm going to go through all these variables and break it down for you Barney style.
But Paolo, isn't strength training a complicated process that can't be summarized in a 5-minute video?
Yes, but I choose to simplify it like this because it's fun and because it can be a good framework to use. I'm not going to pretend like I know the most about strength training, but I do have enough experience to give you a general overview of the process, especially up to the intermediate level. The first variable is movement skill. It refers to how good you are at a given lift. Because at the end of the day, the lifts we use to measure strength, they require a degree of skill and practice.
We're in here talking about practice.
If you want to get better at benching, the first thing I would recommend to you is bench more. Same with any other lift you want to improve. Specificity is king, in the sense that your training should look exactly like what you want to get better at. Improving your skill basically means doing heavier weight with the same form or better. Doing your favorite lifts 2 times per week, over and over and over for months, is going to get you some really great strength gains. I give you a great progression scheme in this video. This is all you need to start seeing progress, but this is only one part of the strength formula. The next most important variable is the size of your relevant muscles. All the biggest benchers have huge chests, triceps, and shoulders. All the best deadlifters have thick spinal erectors, massive glutes, and hamstrings. It's no secret that a bigger muscle is a stronger muscle. The bigger you are, the more strength potential you have, all other things being equal. I don't know how many of you guys have been to a powerlifting meet, but if you ever go, you will notice that the most jacked guys are almost always the strongest. If you were to just sort each competitor by their muscle size, you'd have a pretty good idea of where they place in the meet. So what does this mean for you? In addition to training your movement skills, aka practicing the lift, you must train the relevant muscle groups like a bodybuilder. This will give you the most strength gains in the medium to long term. Some strength athletes make the mistake of not taking this seriously, but your muscle size is extremely important for long-term progress. This is why people on starting strength tend to plateau so hard. If you know anything about the starting strength program, you'll know that they spend a lot of effort on movement skills and literally zero on bodybuilding training. The best results are obtained when these two variables are combined, aka multiplication. Start your session with the competition lift for lower reps. Afterwards, you can do up to 4 exercises for bodybuilding to grow the relevant muscle groups. 1 to 2 of them being compound lifts, and 1 to 2 of them being isolation lifts. Here's a list of powerlifting exercises you can do to support the big 3 in powerlifting. Remember to train these lifts hard. It's important that you grow your muscles if you want to be as strong as humanly possible. When I injured my elbow, I continued to train my legs hard as fuck, like a bodybuilder. They grew a lot, and by the time I got back to regular deadlifts, I was able to hit an all-time PR. By going hard on these first 2 variables, you can get extremely strong. These next 2 factors are more like the cherry on top, for those who want to compete or really squeeze out every drop of strength. Let's talk about max effort skills. This refers to your ability to strain against a weight and finish a lift, even though it's very difficult. This guy has it very well. 99% of people would have failed this lift. The ability to grind through a rep and finish it is obviously very important if you're trying to lift the most weight possible. Strength athletes will generally build this skill by peaking prior to a competition. This refers to using lower volumes and heavier weights to prepare your body for a meet. Fatigue is a factor that will also play a significant role when you're going for a PR. The more fatigue you have, the less you'll be able to lift. This is why strength athletes typically deload before a meet, so that they can express their full strength. I talk about deloads in this video here. It's extremely important to understand if you want to keep getting stronger month after month without plateauing. If I were to periodize this into a program long-term for an intermediate lifter, it would look something like this. Several months of focusing primarily on building muscle in the relevant areas. This is your foundation. Several months of focusing on movement skills. So much more specific, actually practicing the lifts, getting stronger. After this, you have a few weeks of peaking to develop your max effort skills. Afterwards, you deload and then compete. This is a broad general overview. So if you haven't seen it, watch my video on the best strength routine or check out this video over here.